Recording. I hope this is coming out okay. All right, folks, how are you? I was just thinking of a quick example of having a swordsman, um, as a drawing. I'm not going to get much into detail, and it just for a quick mention of something regarding foreshortening. Um, so, all right, here's the guy. This is how I would kind of resolve, uh, a situation like this. Um, very in a very schematic way. So we can have his ears here. I was thinking his look in his eyes is intense. He's into the fight, and also maybe let's have him have his face, his head, kind of leaning forward, getting into it. Um, okay, and let's have this kind of intense expression. But what I'm trying to get here is as follows. Once I have this, um, let's finish a little bit of his chin, etc. And once I have this, then I would tackle the neck, for example. The neck in this case would sort of almost oppose a little bit the angle of his face, um, kind of going in a sort of a triangle opposed, opposing diagonals, opposing lines, opposing inclinations, kind of creates some tension. Let's have the back of his collar here, of his jacket, maybe a little bit of a shadow here, and maybe a little bit of a ponytail of the times. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say here is that I would definitely go and create his shoulder, his deltoid muscle, sort of place it. And so we have this, we bring the line backward, the shape backward, and then here's where the shoulder is. And before I go and tackle the arm, and that's what I want to get into, before I tackle the arm, I will bring and place his hand, or in this case, like the guard of his sword that he's fencing with, and coming into perspective towards us, and with a diagonal that maybe would be a little bit even more inclined than this one of his face, um, so that we don't have two parallels here. It's an intense moment, so lines kind of point in different directions. Now, once I have this kind of bigger because it's coming at us, it's coming in perspective, then I would bring in, the arm, and I would maybe this is the elbow, um, you know, and so basically I would have the shoulder here, and the guard of the sword over here, and then once these things are placed, like okay, let's bring some color in here. Once these things, put another layer real quick. Now we have, the head here with this angle. Um, we have the shoulder, and we have, the guard of the sword. And then what I want to do is create this line, this foreshortened line of the arm between these two spots that I already decided upon. And that's important because sometimes it's very easy to fall into the trap of trying to be so detailed, with the arm and all that. So you put the face over here, maybe the shoulder over here, and then it's kind of maybe even you want to maybe something coming at you in perspective, real foreshortened. It's kind of tempting to start drawing like the full arm and sort of extend it and almost draw it in a way that it looks like we see it almost sideways, and then we end up with the guard of the sword in a way in which it doesn't have the impact of this. You see what I mean? Now, once we have that, um, then we can have the body kind of reacts in a different direction. You remember? I don't know if you've read my book Framing 2 about composition, but there's this action and then reaction to it, and then another reaction. So basically, and then maybe he could be fighting with another sword back here, and again a shorter one, and then again I would put the shoulder here, and then the arm and the forearm and the arm, and basically again, but once I have located or positioned the other sword, the small one. So once we have that, then we can keep these as a, you know, as a sketch, as an underlay, and you know, and then we can have, uh, you know, then we can come in here and start, uh, you know, doing a more finished drawing. And again, I'm not pretending to do a finished drawing today because I was trying mostly to get into the, you know, into the foreshortening. It's an interesting case. It's something that is quite quite common in comics and storyboarding and all that. So again, uh, you know, just trying to bring this up anyway, so we can follow the shapes and always following the main bodies, the main, you know, like the shoulder, um, the elbow, you know, and the sort of the folds of the jacket, uh, you know, following, right? Then we came here with a sword and foreshortening. We have this thing over here, and then the other shoulder kind of pulling back a little bit, and again the folds are kind of dramatic, uh, and and then here we have the arm, the other arm, forearm coming at us, but we don't see it because it's kind of in this case sort of covered by the, you know, the shorter sword or sort of knife that he's carrying on the other hand. And then we come here, the body's sort of inclined in a different angle than the head. So we're creating these action reactions, uh, you know, that are very dramatic, especially for a position like this. So anyway, just wanted to bring this and to put it in a nutshell again, like I said, you know, it's like about creating, maybe in the case, starting with the head, uh, creating this angle over here, positioning the shoulder, and once we have that, we come to the sort of the closed hand or the fist, you know, behind the guard. That we, you know, in this case is the guard. That's what we see, and then we create the foreshortened view of the arm between these, you know, these two shapes over here. Then same over here. This is the other arm. Pull it back, we stretch it back, and then the other arm comes at us, you know, in a dramatic, you know, foreshortened shape. And then we have this action here, this reaction over there, and then, you know, we have something quite dramatic. All right, that's it. Thank you for your time. I just wanted to bring this up. I thought it was an interesting exercise, and I hope you'll find it entertaining. And that's it. Have a great night. Okay, bye-bye.